All right, back on the morning drive on this Monday morning, again, 72 degrees outside. And joining us this morning, we're glad to have the first, actually, in the series of our political candidate interviews as we march towards the November the 6th general election. Bikram Mohanty joins us in the studio this morning. He is a candidate for the Georgia State Senate. And Mr. Mohanty, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Chris. I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me this valuable time in your show.
Absolutely. We're glad that you are here. You are the Democratic candidate running against Tim Golden for the Georgia State Senate seat. And, Bikram, first of all, tell folks we want to talk a little bit about some of the things that you would like to see done in the state Senate. But first of all, tell folks a little bit about yourself. You've been here in Valdosta, Lowndes County for quite a while, correct?
That's correct. I have lived and worked in Lowndes County almost now 19 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an occupational therapist.
Gotcha.
And you can name every single hospital and clinic in South Georgia. I have worked in it, and I have currently a practice in Greystone.
Gotcha.
And let me tell you, and thank you again for allowing me. Your reputation in this show is really astounding. Right when I was getting close to announce my candidacy, I was told, several of my close friends told me that you need to somehow go see Chris in his show.
Well, good.
And recently, I listened to your interview of Drew Zubeira.
Yes.
The author of the book Must Win.
Yes.
Very inspiring story about Valdosta Wildcat.
Yes.
I picked up a copy of that book from Books A Million.
It's a great read.
It is.
Yeah. And that kind of goes hand in hand with a lot of the things that you're interested in, because it talks a lot about the educational system and what kids go through in South Georgia. And I know that's really a large part of the reason that you're running for the seat. Am I right?
That is correct. That's very correct. And I'm all about not, who and how we got here. It is about what we can do to fix the problem ahead. We don't need to live yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I deeply believe in my heart that our similarities are much more than our differences.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons that has inspired me to do what I'm doing today, asking people to come together to solve our problem.
I know we had a caller just earlier during the first portion of this hour saying, hey, can you explain a little bit more about this charter school initiative and exactly what this charter school initiative means, because that's going to be on the ballot November the 6th as well. And again, that's a big piece of education legislation that could go through, and I know that's of interest to you as well.
That's correct. By all means, local control of public education is the key.
Mm-hmm.
The charter schools concept itself, there is nothing wrong.
Right.
But the problem lies with the state-initiated charter school.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with the local school board considering charter application.
Right.
And to my utter surprise, I actually discovered recently that the charter schools can employ teachers who are not certified.
Mm-hmm. That's right. They can make their own rules. Yeah.
And what is going to happen to these hardworking teachers, who take humongous amount of their time, their energy, and their research to get the well-deserved certification, and then maintain that certification? Then here we can employ teachers who are not certified. I just don't see how that is going to play with the innovation concept they are really advocating. So, but I really want to talk about Hope Scholarship today.
The Hope Scholarship, which has been a huge part of Georgia education since Governor Miller passed it many years ago, and it has changed over the years. What are your thoughts on what needs to happen with the Hope Scholarship?
I believe that Hope Scholarship is the backbone and the lifeblood of Georgia's economy. I just don't think there is any other way to get us out of the economic mess other than fixing the Hope Scholarship. Your listeners can relate. Just a few weeks ago, 13 people in Wiregrass State lost their job.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody also know that that happened because of less enrollment in the programs.
Sure.
And less funding of the state education budget.
Mm-hmm.
Here is what should have happened. Somebody really should have thought ahead of time what needed to happen to Hope Scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
From its inception in the 1994-93 to 2003, nothing actually took place as far as predicting the viability of the program.
Right.
We did not do anything. And Senator Golden and his colleagues, they need to explain Georgians really why nothing was done as far as thinking and being able to predict. I believe that leadership is all about identifying issues, prioritizing issues, not being satisfied with status quo.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened, Hope Scholarship was a great success. It's still a great success. We need to think ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
So the initial plan was, just for your listeners to know, Hope Scholarship is not funded by taxpayers' money,
right.
Number one. It is funded only by the lottery that we play. So there was a household income cap of $100,000 when it started. And in 1995, July of 1995, we decided to remove that household income cap. And don't get me wrong, it's good to give it to everybody. But when we decided to do that, we should have thought, how are we going to keep the pot going? Where are we going to get the money?
Right.
So that's what get us in the mess. But remember, like I said earlier, I'm inspired to, we on this campaign trail, I have met some wonderful people.
Mm-hmm.
And I have realized that it is all about coming together to solve our problem. And we have a choice of crying about spilled milk, but I'm ready to clean it up.
Right. Now, so again, Bikram Mohanty joining us this morning on the Morning Drive, News Talk 105.9 WVGA. As a matter of fact, if you want more information, you can go to his website and find out more about him and his stance on things. That's mohantyforsenate.com. So you would like to see the Hope Scholarship limit put back at $100,000? Is that correct?
No,
Okay.
that cost of living has increased.
Okay.
The household income cap is one of the solution.
Okay.
We need to consider, anywhere from 150 to 175,000 level. That will cover at least 15% more, at least temporarily. Right before coming on the show, like the example I was giving, if you have a house where the roof is leaking and the paint is chipping from the wall, what would you do? You want to fix the leaking roof first. So at least temporarily, we need to put that household income cap back.
Okay.
The second thing that need to be done is to see how we can increase the lottery sale. We need to increase the online access of the lottery sale. I just don't think in this age of iPhone and everything that is internet and why we are not doing online sale. I spoke to the Georgia Lottery Corporation executives the other day. There are few things that is being done online as far as lottery sale.
Huh.
And the governor was not initially agreeing. Now he has agreed to allow some of the games.
Right.
We need to do that more.
Gotcha.
It's no doubt, people check their Facebook more than they will return your phone call.
That's exactly right.
So I believe that, giving online access to Georgia Lottery would be a great strategy to boost, to bringing more money.
More money in the program.
And, lottery is about impulse-driven. Lottery is exactly impulse-driven behavior.
Absolutely.
So, why don't we put more terminals in the rest area? I don't think I have seen a lottery terminal in the rest area. People, when they're using the rest area, when they are getting paid, do something online that
Right.
they'll buy more ticket.
Gotcha. So more sales, a lot of tickets, more money for education. more kids are helped.
Right. And it's also about managing it properly. We can bring all more money we want, but if we don't manage, and it was created with a very good intention, and it is still doing well, but it is not too late actually. But if we don't do something today, don't do something now, the increasing tuition is 9%. And right now, the Hope Scholarship, if we don't do something now, my youngest child is 2 years old. When she will go to college, I'll be 65 years old. I'm 45 now. I'll have to decide or choose between my food and her college tuition.
Wow.
And this is the sense of urgency that has prompted me to run. I want your listeners to know. I'm not running because of any ambition. I work hard. I have a very good, intense daytime job. In fact, I have created 50 jobs, at least in South Georgia. I'm proud to report to you that.
Yeah, that's good.
And with that temperament, I truly believe that status quo need to be changed. And we can change only when we all sit down in the same table.
And again, Bikram Mohanty joining us this morning. He's running for the Georgia State Senate in the November the 6th general election. When you talk about things like this at the state level, it seems sometimes it's very hard to get things done at the state level because Atlanta thinks one thing, South Georgia may think something else. We have different issues, different problems that we're trying to address. Do you think it's a difficult thing to have South Georgia's voice heard in the state senate, the state House of Representatives, or any type of state leadership position?
That's a great question. Let me tell you, if anybody need a Hope Scholarship, it's South Georgia more than anybody.
Without a doubt.
Actually, the other part of the grant, the Jail Miller Scholarship, only less than 20 people actually got a Jail Miller Scholarship in 2010. Now, coming back to your question of accomplishing things in Atlanta, let me tell you, I believe that the ethics issue and the influence of the lobbyist and the special interest group has kept us accomplishing things. I want to know, why even anybody should pay any gift to the legislators that we send to Atlanta. I want to be the one to advocating that no gifts whatsoever. Why should we even think about $100 gift cap? I have signed that place. My opponent, he's a good man, don't get me wrong, but we really need a lot of things. We need to change the status quo. The lobbyists influence the legislators more than the people can today. And I congratulate people to really stand up and vote for this gift cap of $100. I personally believe that there should be no gift.
Zero.
Yeah. And actually, the Speaker of the House has changed his mind going in that direction. And I congratulate him for that.
Right.
That's actually the wish of the people.
Right.
And it's all coming. It's all going to happen. But we need to truly respect the voice of the people, and I'm afraid that hasn't happened in the last 20 years. And we have a choice here. We can stay with the status quo, or we can really change the status quo and listen to the people.
Absolutely, without a doubt. That's a huge question coming into the election. And as people go through their decision-making process, I know a lot of things come to mind, like and again, you make your living in healthcare, and I know that's been a big issue as well over the last few years, especially the Medicaid system in Georgia. That's something I'm sure that you are acutely aware of because you're in the healthcare industry. Where do you see that coming up in the future for the state of Georgia? How do we deal with that issue?
I passionately tell people how I came with $50 in my pocket, and I have been able to create 50 jobs in South Georgia. And this has only been possible because it is America.
Right.
And I want your listeners to know I'm doing this to express gratitude.
Yeah.
And coming back to the Medicaid situation, here is what needs to happen. Disease prevention is the key. No matter what we do, if we don't do something that will actually give an incentive to healthcare providers, give an incentive to individual people in the first place. Medicaid is actually the cancer of the state budget. It actually is, and everybody knows that, including, people who have been in the General Assembly for years. So they know it very well.
Yeah.
And state Medicaid only cover 15% of the people of Georgia, consuming the biggest portion of the state budget. I know disease prevention sounds like a slow process, but we have to start somewhere. 80% of the stroke and heart attack can be prevented.
That's right.
But yet, our system is geared towards intervention largely and nothing on prevention.
How do you make that change from intervention to prevention?
The check of the healthcare is actually written by the provider community. So we need to have policies that gear towards motivating the providers to talk about prevention more.
Gotcha.
Of course, we can't control the individual behavior of each and every individual.
Right.
But you see still a soda machine in our public schools. Right there is an example that we need to start talking about prevention and healthy lifestyle in our dinner table. My household doesn't see a soda bottle probably once a year.
Right.
You know?
And that's just a change in mindset. And it seems like there's been more discussion of those kinds of things in the last few years, more than we've seen before, of really trying to combat childhood obesity. And through the school systems, you're hearing that more and more in the news now. That's a good thing.
And our public policy is not also strong towards prevention.
Right.
In Georgia Department of Community Health actually requires that in order to pay for the low-income individuals' preventive care, you first have to be diagnosed with breast cancer. I know this week is the Breast Cancer Awareness Week.
Yes.
But believe me or not, if you go look up in the Department of Community Health website, they require that you be diagnosed with a CT scan or a biopsy, be diagnosed to be able to cover prevention. That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So our policy really need to be gearing towards prevention, provide incentives to individuals and providers both, more so towards individuals so they can take responsibility.
Right.
Government is not the answer to everything. It never should. I believe, in fact, that there should be limited government, efficient government, and responsible government. And we individuals need to take more responsibility.
Amen to that. I think that's good advice for everyone. So, again, Bikram Mohanty joining us this morning. You can check out his website, mohantyforsenate.com. There's a lot of good information on there. And, Bikram, we do appreciate your time this morning. And this is the first time you're running for public office. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah.
I want to leave your listeners with one most important thing. Come November 6th, there is somebody that have the power to change everything about your life and everything about our society. And that is you.
That's right.
It's the choice you have to make, whether you want to stay with the status quo, whether you want to come out of the box and do new things for your own life and for our society.
That's right. That vote is a very powerful and important weapon, and we shouldn't take it lightly. So, Bikram, nice to meet you. Thanks for being here with us this morning.
Nice meeting you, Chris, and I'm grateful for this valuable time. Thank you so very much.
We are grateful for yours as well. We know you're running for office is a busy, busy thing, but we appreciate you taking the time out this morning to join us. Again, Bikram Mohanty, candidate for the Georgia State Senate. That vote, of course, coming up on November the 6th. And again, early voting will be happening here in just a couple of weeks. So, as he said, get out and make that vote count.
And
yes.
Before I forget, one more thing. If anyone got any questions,
yes,
they can email me at mohantyforsenate@gmail.com. That's spelled as MOHANTY, mohantyforsenate@gmail.com.
There you go. Answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you so very much again.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come right back. News at the top of the hour and more of the morning drive coming up right after this on News Talk 105.9. This is WVGA.